What is going on, everyone? Mega here from Mega Anime X Openings, and welcome to a new to a new video. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing some Fate lore. Specifically, we're going to be I'm going to be explaining each of the Saberfaces. Not each of the Saberfaces, and we're going to be and I'm going to be covering each of those Saberfaces. Now, just a heads up, this isn't going to be like a ranking video or anything. It's just going to be just a video explaining each of them, and you can make your own assumptions on which one is the strongest out of all the ones that are discussed in this video. Now, if you'd like to see more stuff like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell to receive updates for when I post new videos. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, the first servant, the first one we're going to be discussing is Arturia Pendragon. Now, Arturia Pendragon is the original Saber and the one that appeared in Fate Stay Night. She originally appeared in Fate Stay Night and is the servant of Shiro Emiya in the Fifth Holy Grail War. But 10 years before that, she was also summoned by Shiro's father, Kiritsugu Emiya, in Fate Shiro in the Fourth Holy Grail War. She is also summoned again in Fate Labyrinth, where she is the servant of Norma Goodfellow, who is possessed by Manka Saijo. We're not going to be covering that in this video because that's like explaining what Fate Labyrinth is, but and this is just explaining each of the sabers. In the original Saber, also sometimes called Blue Saber, her true name is Arturia Pendragon, and who is actually King Arthur. It's the fake version of King Arthur. King Arthur was regarded as a male in his history, and also known as was a legendary hero of Britain, and also known as the King of Knights. She wielded the sword from the stone Caliburn, but it was eventually destroyed, and she later obtained Excalibur and Avalon from the Lady of the Lake. Arturia is female and King Arthur is male. She's commonly known as Blue Saber, and she's also sometimes called Zero Saber because she has a little bit of a difference of appearance in Fate Zero than she does in Fate Stay Night. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can talk about for her. She again, she's Blue Saber is Arturia Pendragon, and she's basically King Arthur, and that's all I can really say. So we're gonna move on to the next Saberface, which the next Saberface is called Devil Saber. Yeah, that's what it's called, Devil Saber. Devil Saber is a Saber class servant that appears in Fate Kohaes. Devil Saber is the counter guardian form through Sakura Saber, which we'll be discussing later, and it's a spiritual foundation taking in a holy grail filled with 7 servants. Essentially, she's an Okita altar, which grants her support from the counter force. Devil Saber appears as a young woman with long white hair tied back on either ends of red tassels, and she wears a red and black bearing similarity to a short kimono and long European style coat. Devil Saber is more emotionless than the other sabers, which goes with her luck. She first appears in Koho Ace. Another interesting fact about the Devil Saber is that in Koha Ace XP she was fused with Demon Archer who after XP was finished became the design for Oda Nobunaga in for Fate Grand for Fate Gacha Order. And yeah, that's all I can discuss on Devil Saber. So moving on to the next one is Galactica Saber. This is Galactica Saber. Galactica Saber is a special saber which isn't that well known. Galactica Saber is the ultimate saber who ruled the oceans in a radiant planet of distant skies. She is only available as a version of Saber in Capsule Servant, which is basically like a little spin-off from another Fate game, which it's basically like a little spin-off game that depicts Shiro and Ren as elementary school students. She is the saber to be the saber that every saber user dreams of. She boosts her ability to fight space monsters unassisted. Yeah, so basically she's basically a magical girl, saber who fights in space. Moving on to the next one we have. The next one is Gray. Gray is an assistant to Lord Elmoy Malloy the second at the Mages Association's clock tower, and she is the main character in Lord Elmoy the second case files. She first appears in Fate / Labyrinth and is seen as a main character in the Case Files manga. She was born in a cemetery and she meets Lord Elmonoy II, and who was in her hometown in a certain event. She becomes the apprentice of Lord Elmonoy II and was later admitted to the clock tower of London. She bears a striking resemblance to with Saber because she's a distant descendant of King Arthur. So and because of this, it brings bad memories back to Lord Elmonoy II. So he asked her to wear a hood to hide her face. In Fate's Strange Strike, she appears in her 20s. In Fate's Labyrinth, she takes on a second part. She appears in the second part of the story. I was ordered by the Mages Association to investigate the subcategory Holy Grail War in the seventh labyrinth of Kalbach Alcatraz, and she encounters normal Goodfellow in the labyrinth. Gray it's an Earth elemental attribute user and has in her possession a noble phantasm, which is the Raimungindrid, which is the Holy Grail of King Arthur that's been passed down through the generations. In its mystery, though, it is similar to the traditional carrier trait held by the Fragma family. Gray possesses a unique mystic code called Ad, which Ad has its own ego and is capable of speaking and is stored in a birdcage, and she usually is kept hidden in a birdcage around the mantle on a red screen. The true function of Ad is to seal Riamundid from losing its mystery. Ad can change its shape, change its form into a giant scythe called Green Reaper, which can be seen here. The scythe can compose a spiritual body and magical energy, and it has the ability to convert physical boost to its owner. And she demonstrated its superhuman ability beyond typical magecraft reinforcement. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Master Artoria. Master Artoria is a master in the Holy Grail War, acting as an alternate version of Saber. Within the world of Capsule Servant, Artoria's father is Gawain, and her older brothers are Lancelot and Kay. and her younger brother is Belvedere, and her cousin is Mordred. Arturia is identical to Saber, except for wearing a school uniform, wielding a katana, and having a command spell on her right arm, right hand. Artoria appears as a master and capsule servant, and in Shiro's path, he calls her manly to her dismay, and calling it a disgrace to be pitied by him. In Rin's path, she introduces herself as a master in the Holy Grail War, only for Rin to correct her that it is capsule servant. Ignoring the point, she compares it to something nonsensical. Kay would later order to have her let her guard down. Deciding that she will show no mercy even to a child, she challenges Rin and the Grail as Rin once again, and points out that she is ignoring her original point. As far as abilities go, her strength is unknown, and she's often shown wielding a katana. So moving on, the next one we have is Red Saber, which is one of my favorites actually. Red Saber is the Saber class servant summoned summoned by Hakuno Kishina Nami in the Moon Sail Holy Grail War of Fates. That's extra. She is often called Red Saber because she's a Saberface with a red outfit, and she's a protagonist in Fate Grand Order. Her true identity is Narrow Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus. She is the Roman emperor. She is the fifth Roman emperor and had the reputation of being a notorious tyrant in her rule. Nero is a blonde-haired young girl with a short stature and has a great resemblance to King Arthur, though there is no blood relation between them. King Arthur was said to be the fusion between two individuals, one of whom was Roman General Artorius. So there is some form of a link. She also has been known to appear in a Santa outfit during the Type Moon movie Ace the Second, naming her Saber Santa. As far as like personality goes, she's actually has more of an outgoing personality than Blue Saber does. She unlike Blue Saber, she actually has a she openly decides to wear a more expressing outfit than Blue Saber does. You can actually her skirt is actually like see-through to a certain degree, and she actually has her cleavage is actually visible in Red Saber than it is in Blue Saber. She was raised to be like a boy, which will explain her outgoing personality. She was a tyrannic emperor when she was ruling over Rome, and due to her legend, some servants like Gawain, for example, have been known to refer to her as the whore of Babylon. She actually lived a luxurious lifestyle, and in Fate Extra, she is one of the selectable servants along with Archer and Caster. However, unlike in the other games, in Fate Extra, you actually get to choose who it is. No, who you'd like to team up with. So she actually doesn't have a master technically. Other than that, there's not much more I can talk about for Blue Saber without spoiling more stuff. She had a very prominent role in Grand Order, but other than that, and she also appears in Carnal Phantasma, but other than that, there's not much more I can talk about. with blue sabers, with red saber. If you want to know more, I can talk about more in a later video, but just let me know if you want to hear more. So yeah, this has been Mega from Mega X Animes X Openings, and I will see you again next time. Bye.